On February 18 at 8:42 p.m., Margot Robbie steps onto the BAFTA red carpet, smiles for exactly 11 seconds, then her jaw locks and her shoulders drop 3 inches. The cameras flash. The shift is instant. And it makes no sense yet. By 9:03 p.m., 3 separate body language analysts freeze-frame the same moment, her left hand gripping her clutch so tight her knuckles pale. They call it microtension leakage. The crowd cheers. She doesn't react. But that's not even the worst part. At 9:17 p.m., Brendan Fraser laughs mid-interview, but his blink rate doubles from 12 to 26 per minute. Stress spike. Controlled smile. Chin slightly tucked. The applause swells behind him. But that's not even the worst part. Everyone assumes it's just jet lag. Long flights. Tight schedules. But at 10:11 p.m., Cate Blanchett's posture tells a different story, shoulders rounded forward, neck extended, classic defensive compression. So why does exhaustion look rehearsed? Then comes the contradiction. Publicists insist morale is electric. Yet by 10:26 p.m., 2 A-listers request shortened press lines within 90 seconds of arriving. Smiles stay wide. Feet angled toward the exit. Something doesn't add up, and it's measurable. Stop. Rewind that. Feet never lie. Analysts say the direction of a shoe predicts intent within 3 seconds. By the end of this, you'll see why the red carpet isn't glamour, it's endurance theater. And one moment tonight proves it. At 10:44 p.m., Emma Stone's smile holds steady for photos, 22 seconds straight. No cheek relaxation. No microbreak. That's facial masking. The kind actors use on set. Not usually on carpets. So what is she holding back? Meanwhile, 3,000 miles away, social feeds explode with slow-motion replays. Fans zoom into eye flickers, lip presses, breath patterns. By midnight, Burnout speculation trends in 14 countries. But one clip changes everything. At 11:02 p.m., Cillian Murphy pauses mid-step. Just half a second. His gaze drops to the carpet. Jaw tightens. Then the charm switches back on. Analysts call it a power drain reset. The pause is tiny, but it's loud. Here's the number that changes everything, 47 events in 62 days. That's the average award season appearance for top nominees this year. 47. Smiles. Interviews. Flashbulbs. And not one day fully off. Let that sink in. Watch the shoulders. At 11:18 p.m., one nominee adjusts their gown strap 4 times in 30 seconds. Self-soothing behavior. Subconscious regulation. The cameras think it's fashion. Experts see stress management unfolding live. And here's what headlines don't mention. Several stars arrive separately, even when co-starring in the same film. Physical distance. Emotional boundaries. Strategic spacing. Burnout isn't always collapse. Sometimes it's isolation. At 11:37 p.m., a camera catches a whisper between 2 presenters. 4 words. I'm so tired. The mic doesn't pick it up clearly. But the lip readers do. And suddenly, glamour looks fragile. The pattern repeats. Smile. Wave. Turn. Exhale. Smile again. It's choreography. But the timing slips by half a beat tonight. Micro delays between flash and reaction. That half-second lag? That's cognitive fatigue. White medium star, when applause feels heavier than silence, you're not celebrating, you're surviving. One body language expert says that at 12:04 a.m. That sentence reframes the entire night. Because suddenly, the cheers sound different. By 12:19 a.m., one nominee skips the after-party entirely. No official statement. Just a black SUV pulling away before the final award. The absence is louder than any speech delivered inside. Inside the ballroom, cameras capture something subtle, fewer standing ovations. Applause remains polite. Contained. Even historic wins feel muted. Energy isn't gone. It's rationed. And that shift changes the room. You're probably thinking this happens every year. It doesn't. Compare footage from 2019, open chests, full body laughs, spontaneous hugs. Tonight, movements stay compact. Guarded. Measured. Something fundamental is different. At 12:47 a.m., one winner grips the trophy with both hands and stares at it for 3 full seconds before speaking. Not awe. Grounding. A reset before facing another camera bank. The performance never ends. And honestly? If 47 appearances in 62 days were your schedule, your smile might crack too. The red carpet demands perfection on repeat. So here's the real divide: burnout or professionalism? Drop a 1 or 2 in the comments. At 12:58 a.m., a stylist slips backstage with a portable steamer and a bottle of electrolyte spray. Hydrate. Reset. Smile. The fix looks simple. But by 1:07 a.m., 3 more stylists request the same kit. Small problem. Bigger pattern. One nominee agrees to skip the final press scrum to conserve energy. Smart move. Except the absent sparks chatter within 14 minutes. Group chats light up. Publicists scramble. The attempt to fix fatigue just fuels speculation. By 1:19 a.m., a producer notices the shortened interviews and calls it optics risk. Now executives are involved. Schedules tighten. Smiles stretch thinner. What started as tired shoulders becomes a boardroom concern overnight. Then the cover-up begins. At 1:32 a.m., social clips highlighting low energy vanish from 2 major fan accounts. Not deleted, archived. Quietly. But screenshots already circulate, and someone is keeping count. Here's the stat no one says out loud: 63% of nominees attend more than 40 public events between January 3rd and February 18th. 63%. That's not glamour. That's repetition under pressure, and the numbers keep climbing. At 1:48 a.m., a PR rep drafts a midnight statement emphasizing joy and gratitude. The language feels polished. Too polished. It lands at 2:03 a.m. Engagement spikes. But comments dissect every word like forensic evidence. Meanwhile, inside the ballroom, a nominee stares at the exit sign for 4 full seconds during applause. 4 seconds. Long enough for cameras to catch it. Long enough for viewers to notice. That clip spreads faster than any speech. And that's when the old loop snaps shut. The 11-second smile from 8:42 p.m.? It isn't random. It matches the exact duration of press photographer countdown cycles. Precision. Training. Not spontaneity. So what happens when the script slips? At 2:21 a.m., one assistant quietly asks security to clear a 10-foot buffer around their client. Personal space becomes protection. But other teams notice. Distance widens. And the carpet starts to feel less like celebration, more like containment. Time jump. March 2nd, 9:14 a.m. 3 days later, 2 nominees cancel morning talk show appearances citing exhaustion. Not illness. Exhaustion. The word lingers. And suddenly, the BAFTA night looks less isolated, more systemic. Someone inside a talent agency circulates a private memo at 10:06 a.m. recommending micro-break rotations for clients. Rotations. Like shift workers. The language feels industrial. And it confirms what many feared. At 11:22 a.m., a stylist posts a cryptic story: humans, not mannequins. It lasts 17 minutes before deletion. 17. Long enough for 8,000 screenshots. The support cracks. And the industry notices. The attempt to control narrative intensifies. By noon, curated joyful after-party photos flood feeds. Wide smiles. Champagne flutes. But zoom in, the eyes stay distant. The fix feels forced. And viewers feel it. White medium star: the red carpet isn't a runway. It's a pressure test. One veteran publicist says that at 1:03 p.m. And that single sentence flips the narrative from glamour to endurance trial. Once you hear it, you can't unsee it. Stop. Think about this. If applause feels like expectation instead of celebration, what does winning even mean? By 2:18 p.m., private group chats among nominees buzz with the same phrase: next season rethink. At 3:07 p.m., one nominee's team quietly blocks 3 high-traffic accounts analyzing body language clips. It's subtle. Algorithmic. But fans notice the blocks, and now the cover-up becomes the headline. Meanwhile, investors tracking awards buzz start recalculating campaign budgets. Fatigue lowers engagement. Engagement lowers brand lift. Numbers slide. What began as tired shoulders now threatens million-dollar endorsements. By 4:26 p.m., one streaming platform delays a teaser tied to a BAFTA winner. Timing feels wrong. Energy feels off. The ripple spreads beyond the carpet, into release calendars and marketing strategy. And it's still expanding. At 6:02 p.m., a former nominee posts a blunt caption, "It's not burnout. It's bandwidth." 2 words. Massive difference. The comment section explodes. The narrative fractures again, and no one controls it now. And here's the twist tightening everything. By 8:11 p.m., talent managers schedule emergency strategy calls titled Sustainability 2027. Not damage control. Structural change. The spiral isn't about one night. It's about the system itself. And that's where this gets dangerous. March 14, 7:32 p.m. A 19-second backstage clip from BAFTA leaks unedited. No filters. No music. Just a nominee standing still, eyes glassy, whispering, "I can't do this again." The room hums. Then the internet inhales. He sees the camera. His hand freezes mid-gesture. He reads the room. Jaw tightens. Breath stalls at the top of his chest. The whisper isn't meant for the world. But it's already out, and it doesn't disappear. The phone lowers. He blinks once. Twice. 3 times. No smile. No mask. Just silence stretching across 2 unbearable seconds. Then someone off camera says his name, and he doesn't answer. He steps back half a pace. Not dramatic. Just enough. Shoulder hits a curtain. Fabric rustles. Microphone wire brushes his collar. It's a tiny stumble, but it feels like something collapsing in real time. And then he doesn't move. For 6 full seconds. No speech. No pose. Just stillness. In a season built on motion, stillness becomes the loudest sound in the room. And everyone watching feels it. The immediate circle sees it first. Stylists. Assistants. 2 co-stars in the hallway. Texts fire at 7:34 p.m. Have you seen this? Screenshots attach. Typing bubbles flicker. And panic spreads quietly before the world notices. By 7:51 p.m., the clip hits social feeds. The first caption reads, "This isn't glam. This is burnout." It racks up 3,200 shares in 9 minutes. Comments multiply faster than moderation can track. 14 million views in 36 hours. Headlines pivot by 9:02 p.m. Pressure test. System strain. Season fatigue. The language hardens. Public reaction splits, support floods in, but so does skepticism. And inside one team, a statement draft sits unsent. At 10:18 p.m., his account posts nothing. No denial. No clarification. Just silence as notifications surge past 200,000. Meanwhile, managers debate Sustainability 2027 behind closed doors. The clip keeps spreading, and the system hasn't answered yet.